Hey, what up guys, it's Mitsuownes from Germany. In today's video I want to talk about my Mortal Kombat 11 DLC and pre-order prediction. In my main roster video, you guys were missing a lot of your favorite characters. I told you that I would do a DLC and pre-order prediction video separately, so maybe you will find those missing characters in this very list. Once again, this is not a wish list, but a prediction list. After studying NRS's patterns once again, I'm sure that about half of my picks are almost certain. So with that being said, let's start with the DLCs. When we look at both MKX and Injustice 2, we can see that there are 4 guests each. I'm predicting 8 DLC characters with 4 guests. Historically, NRS loves to add some horror icons, and therefore I think my first pick will be most certainly in MK11. In the horror franchise, there is the so-called Big 3. The Big 3 consists of Freddy Krueger, Jason, which both were playable in previous MK titles, and one more horror villain. That very villain is Michael Myers. Should variations return, I think Myers would have great potential for different playstyles. Moving on to my second horror pick. There was recently a movie with him released, and Warner Brothers, the publisher of NRS titles, owns the rights. The second guest on the list is Pennywise from It. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Mortal Kombat 11 would be released in 2019, and the It Chapter 2 is also scheduled for the same year. Enough with the horror, let's continue with 2 more guest characters. My third pick is the Terminator. There's also a new Terminator movie coming out next year, and besides that, Ed Boon tweeted a lot about the Terminator in the past, and at some point he even admitted that talks already happened with the previous title. The last guest would personally be my favorite. I was expecting him in Injustice 2, but maybe it's for the best that he didn't make it, just because of his gory and brutal nature. Pick number 4 is Spawn. Again, Mr. Boon teased the crap out of that character, and a very possible scenario might have been that they realized that he would be the perfect candidate for MK11 and not Injustice 2. I really hope we can enjoy playing as Spawn next year. Right, moving on to non-guest DLCs. I think this character won't be in the main roster, but added as a DLC later on. Pick number 5 is Noob Saibot. I know the majority of you wants him in the main game, and that's exactly the point. He basically wins all the polls when players are being asked who they missed the most. From a business perspective though, it would be smarter to make him available as a DLC to generate more hype and money after the game has been released, because we are all going to pick up Mortal Kombat 11 regardless if he is initially in it or not. But hey, time will tell. Character number 6 on my list is Frost. Sub-Zero's sidekick already made an appearance in MKX and could possibly be playable in MK11. And once again, the game needs somewhat of a decent female ratio. Pick 7 is kind of risky, but I'm going with it anyway. I chose Natera. The vampiress was last seen during the 3D era, and I think they will add one, if not multiple characters from previous titles. Additionally, depending on how much they will borrow from the Deception and Armageddon timeline, this would also make sense. Last but not least, my final pick. I think Jade will make a return. One of the most missed female characters of MKX and still very much relevant, being a revenant in the Netherrealm. So those were the DLCs, now for the pre-order bonus. I'm so sure this character will be the reward for ordering the game early. My pick is Shao Kahn. Now, even though that sounds unlikely in a game with Kotal Kahn, Onaga and Shang Tsung, hear me out. Multiple things are hinting at this. For one, Injustice 2 had Darkseid as a bonus. One, if not the biggest villain in the DC franchise. So Shao Kahn would not be too far away from that. Also, do you remember who the final boss in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe was? Exactly, it was Dark Kahn, a mixture of Darkseid and Shao Kahn. If you're still not convinced, this ought to do it. Believe it or not, but Shao Kahn was actually considered being a DLC character in Mortal Kombat X. His story ending was written already, but somehow they decided not to go with it. Maybe because they were thinking that Darkseid would be perfect for Injustice 2, and therefore Shao Kahn would be a great fit for Mortal Kombat 11. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. So, what do you think? Who do you agree with? Who do you disagree with? Who would you choose apart from these characters? Please let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Mitsuownes signing out. Peace.